take 1 week off YouTube. And I come back and Commander is gone. How does this happen? How do we get from Commander's thriving, it's great. 2020 is a year of Commander, and it extended all the way to 2021, 2, 3, 4. And they make product for Commander. They make Commander specific cards. They made all these, like push on the partners. Partners were a mistake. Allegedly a mistake, and then they came out with monocolored partners, and then they were like, yeah, but that's only going to be for this one Commander set. Lie again, because Yoshimaru, right? It's like, wow, what is happening? I guess Commander's forever, right? Right? Okay, my thoughts on Commander in the bans and the whole situation. Let's start from the beginning. Wizards of the Coast is in control of every ban list except for Commanders, or was, should I say, right? Interesting situation that happens. I've never seen another game have that happen. I mean, to have like an official situation where the game is imported and respected, and then the company makes events on it, that's crazy. Like, imagine kitchen table house rules, because that's what a format is. It's just house rules. Same with Rule Zero, same with all these conversations that we see on the internet. They are like a very handshakey agreement, you know what I mean? It's definitely not cemented in stone. It's definitely not something that the company wants this and they're pushing and doing this and doing that. No, Commander was made for the people by the people, right? That's what we used to say all the time, and there's all sorts of misconceptions in this whole issue. So I wonder, when was this gonna happen if not now? I think Wizards has wanted this to happen for a long time. So, what is it that happened? Well, they banned a bunch of cards. And this bunch of cards is iconic. Not gonna lie, it is iconic. I see that these 4 banned cards, they're good, They're good cards. Whether they're too good or not, I don't know. You tell me. I'll give you a marker of how Wizards knows that they're good cards. I have them all in foil edged. Seems like Wizards' favorite treatment. Foil edged. A lot of people say it's garbage. I love it. Guilty as charged. But a lot of people say it's garbage. It looks horrible. It's like grainy. I don't like it. It's all washed out. Wizards' favorite print treatment is the foil edged. They believe in their minds somehow that this is something that is like, wow, okay? Now, even more wow is that they put like special guest slots in some sets, because they realize that a buy a box is not enough. They gotta sell everything, okay? They gotta put like the most over the top cards. They're gonna put them on sets, and they're not gonna include them within the set for standard rotation, but they will include it. They will include it for Commander, okay? How do we deal with this? I don't even. It's rare because, okay, Wizards is not the RC. They didn't choose to ban these cards. So why did the RC choose to ban them? Because this was all going smoothly. Nadu came out. No one batted an eye on other cards. No one was talking about it. But suddenly Nadu comes out and everything came down with it. Modern is crazy. I'm guessing Legacy is crazy too with Naru. I don't even know, but we haven't heard much about it because it's just expected. It's just Modern, top, ban, okay? And then they come out saying, on Wizard side, like, this card was designed for Commander. That's why. It was actually for Commander, but they thought that it might be too weak. So they tacked on a Commander-esque effect on the very bottom of the card, and that's crazy. That's crazy. But what can we say? They'll do what they do. We love the cards. We still buy them. We still play them. Okay, no problem. Wizards doesn't do everything wrong. You could say that that guy that said, "Oh, like it was not R&D'd well." You could say it's a pretty brilliant idea. People were talking about Naru a lot, so much so that everyone kind of missed out on the fact that all the costs for the cards, like the price, it's actually going downhill. It's all going down. All the other Modern Horizon sets, they've been climbing upwards, and they stayed there and climbed up. Maybe they had a dip. Tends to happen, right? Reprints, especially. But on Modern Horizons, there's a ton of new cards, and they all went crash, okay? Naru itself, crash. Like, everyone was saying, this card is broken. This card is broken. Foil edge was 50 cents, okay? That's the trash treatment, okay? That's the trash treatment, fine. If you believe that, fine. But you could find it at non-foil. You could find it at $2, $3. It's a rare. It's not a big deal, but it's crashing. Everything was going downhill. Now people will say, yeah, it's because people knew it was going to be bad. Okay, Vexing Bauble. Great card. Seeing play. Every set we get a new stacks piece. We got Winter Moon. Great card. Everyone should run Winter Moon in all their mono decks. Everyone, every single person. That is such a good card. It's great. It's a great card. Winter Orb is really oppressive, but it can have a downside. But Winter Moon, if you are running budget and a bunch of basics, or if you're running a monocolor, that's amazing. Going down, okay? So now that it was going down, everyone knew. Everyone knew on CEDH, a lot of people were talking about, well, we have this problem. I mean, the top events, okay, good. Let's ban it, sure, let's ban it. And they banned it on Modern, and I think, my opinion, is they should have banned it on all the formats, because when that guy said it hasn't been tested, that should have been the moment to withdraw the card from the game. Sorry, gave you a bad card, my bad. That would have been it. Not subject people to whatever suffering they seem to be having. I mean, it's a card game, everyone loses, I don't know. But the idea that, oh my god, Naru is out and about, doing its thing, it's always doing the same play pattern, 40-minute turn, oh my god, okay. Naru, problem. No issue with that. Okay, not my favorite. I don't think it's a big problem, but not my favorite. I don't like playing like that. Technically I do. If you've seen my deck text, you know that I can do a play pattern like that. But I don't wanna. And that's a choice as a player. Now, Naru has to play like that. It's the way to play it. And so, yeah, could have expected a ban. 1 month in, nothing. 2 months in, nothing. Then I take a week off from YouTube, and Commander's done. Because not only did they take away Naru, they also took away Mana Crypt. They took away Dockside. They took away Jeweled Lotus, a card made for a commander. It doesn't work anywhere else. There are no commanders anywhere else. There's nothing. Nothing. Okay? And yet, they use excuses like, this is going in every deck. Soul Ring. Oh, we acknowledge Soul Ring. Okay. This is not accessible enough. It's too expensive. Soul Ring. Yeah, but Sol Ring got reprinted to the ground. Reprint Mana Crypts. Maybe that's what the game could have. Explosive starts every now and then that are accessible to almost everyone, which make games quicker, which make knights have more games. Imagine you are stuck with this 7 land hand and you wish you could ramp. Imagine having no lands. You wish you could have a land. Imagine a land, and every now and then you get ramp, land, ramp, land, ramp, land. Okay? That's actually super good. Everyone enjoys that. Every now and then, oh, I didn't get a land, but I got this rock. Positive or negative, it doesn't matter. I got this rock. Great. Why do I bring this topic up? We are having a lot of rhetoric going around the fact that whether Mana Crypt is positive or negative, or whether it's... I don't know. But the issue with the RC seemed to be inconsistency. A lot of people say, I really don't like that they'll ban this, but not that. They'll ban this, but not that. They'll ban this. I understand perfectly. I actually agree. That's where I stand on a lot of these issues. Now, that was with the RC. With Wizards, we gotta be more careful. But we haven't gotten to that part. Let's go a little bit back. They ban Mana Crypt, saying that it's too explosive. We want to regulate, and a lot of people are talking about this. We want to get rid of the most fast mana turns possible. Okay, they're going for all those things. That's their stance. We don't want fast games. We want slow pace. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, that's what they want. They don't want fast-paced games. They don't want explosive games. Okay. That's a problem in my opinion, because that hinders play patterns. And maybe it's not your favorite one. Maybe it's not my favorite one, but it's someone's favorite if someone's playing it. Maybe it's necessary evil for some decks. I'll give you an example. I don't run Mana Crypt or Sol Ring in my 5-color deck because it's too mana specific. However, I don't have all the ramp in the world in my monocolored decks, so Mana Crypt went in all of those. I didn't really have Mana Crypt in my 3-color decks or 4-color decks, not all of them at least, but I did in some because they wanted artifact ramp, okay? They wanted that fast start, that explosive start. They needed it. So what's happening with this ban is a huge threshold between what makes a commander playable and unplayable was just taken out. It was taken out because you could tutor for the rocks that are positive. You could draw into the rocks that are positive. You could, I don't know, you could do a lot of things with them. Now, that still locks you into some colors, but we didn't make the game. They did, right? So, they means Wizard. Who's taking it away? The RC. And some people are suddenly talking about, like, price? And you are taking money away from us? And that, to me, is such a strange stance. I'll tell you why. You see these Legos? You see these Legos? You see this couch? Nice pillows? Shitty mic? I bought that. Am I guaranteed that this is gonna work forever? The mic, the pillow, the couch, the Legos, they're dust collectors. You see the point? Am I guaranteed this is gonna have value whenever I buy it? Is everything an investment? Well, to that I used to say yes. I made a lot of money on Commander and I broke even. I have money invested into cards in Commander, but that doesn't mean that I am guaranteed a card's price. Because I can make a profit from it, I can also take a loss. That's the name of the game, and everything that's an investment, right? So, if we're treating it like an investment for winning and earning, and ooh, this is mine, my reserve list cards, my expensive cards, my buy a box promos, because I buy everything, I'm gonna buy all the decks in Commander, and then when the precoms go up, I'm going to actually scalp them out, and all the secret layers, I'm gonna keep them up in value. Okay, if we want to treat it as an investment, then whenever the investment goes wrong, instead of going, the way we want it to go, which is up on every card, right? Look at the professor. Oh, this is like a D plus because you don't get the value. It's all about money, right? Let's play a booster box game. Let's open value all the time. Look at opposite end, commander's quarters. The least amount of money it takes to put a deck together, and we got all these like $50 decks, okay? Value. Does it guarantee anywhere in the Wizards product or their agreements or whatever? You don't even have to agree to anything. You just bought it. You said yes by giving them money, okay? Now, you didn't even give them money. You gave money to Walmart or Walgreens if you were like me as a kid buying a pack every time you see that aisle like, oh, the toys. And then instead of getting toys, cardboard crack, let's go, baby, right? I gave money to Walgreens, okay? Maybe you're smarter than all of us and you started off the bat, tcgplayer.com, amazing. I don't even have an affiliate link. I don't care. That's a resource. Everyone plays in that game, right? Great. You got the cards. Where does it say, and they shall keep this value until you die? For 5 years. Until rotation. It doesn't guarantee value. So this idea that cards being banned is equal to some 5 randos stealing money from you. They don't get that money. They don't get it. They didn't win anything. Everyone's cards collectively dropped. Okay? My cards dropped. I lost $500 on those cards. Foil edge versions. Okay? Did someone steal that from me? No. No one stole that money. It's nowhere. That money's part of inflation that we've created through commodity in a society that values entertainment. Our cards have no real value. They are all worth 10 cents to make or less. And we want to talk about investment, guarantees? What is that? Are we gonna make a threat to the randos? Because they are randos. Let me tell you about this. Those guys in the RC, nothing against them, against some, they're randos. They're people that, just like you and I, they're playing the game. You know, they got lives. They're not paid for this. Even if they are, it's their job. A boss okayed it. If the RC worked right now for Wizards, why are you talking to the head or to the leader or to some member of the RC or the CAG? Why? That must have been a big shot on Hasbro that did it. Now, it doesn't mean we can make death threats to that guy. It doesn't mean that at all. Okay? Like, it's crazy. It's going back to my example. I can't sell these. Okay? I can't sell any of these. I could. There's a market for it, but they're open. And collectibles that are open are worth less. And not many people want to buy them. And these are too complicated for kids. And adults want to build them themselves. They're all together. And it's not as feels good as whenever you open up that box. Whenever you, let me break that package, okay? Let me get that dopamine. You know about it. You break packs open, right? You rip them apart and you smell a little bit of the flux in it, right? It even smells good. Ooh, this one smells different. You even know the differences from set to set. Ooh, this one has more ink. Ooh, this one's darker. Ooh, this foil etched. Ew. You know it, okay? So some things just don't have intrinsic value because of their usefulness, okay? These dust collectors, they're open. Our cards are open. But the plastic that it takes to make all of these is really, really cheap. And if someone were to look at it, you know, objectively, I am very dumb for making the choice of buying molded or forged plastic or whatever kind of process it is into the little shapes that actually do nothing, okay? But I chose to do that with my money. And I also chose to buy a crap load of cards. And I bought them one by one, and I didn't buy them for their cardboard value. I bought them because they were fun. I thought they'd be a good idea. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. Okay? That's on me. Just me. No one else. No one said, hey, Yami, you should definitely buy this. If you don't buy it, we're gonna do something bad to you. No one forced me. My friends didn't say, we're gonna unfriend you if you don't play Commander with us. They actually tricked me into playing Commander. We'll talk about that another day. But they didn't force me. I bought every card. I own every single cardboard. And it's my responsibility whether the value is kept up or down. Here's another thing. If I sell it, I need to go into the market. Oh, my Mana Crypt is gonna go down. Let me sell it. Now you're part of the problem. Because if you don't want it to go down and you don't want anyone to lose money, then why are you selling it? If you want a competitive market for sales, you're gonna have to keep doing lowest, and that's how cards go down. That's how it looks like real estate. It looks like the stock market. It looks like an investment. Why? Because people are doing a competitive marketplace strategy so that they can get rid of their copy as soon as possible, even if they take a bit of a hit. That's called the stop loss, and it's also called like profit margin, availability, like capacity to do all sorts of revenue ideas that go into it, okay? So the problem is not the card, the problem is not the cardboard, the problem is not the company or the RC, the problem is secondhand market filling up with cards saying, oh, I don't want to be a loser, let's have other people be the loser except for me. And that's a anti-collectivist mentality. We are taking care of the individual only, therefore everyone else can go to hell with their $5 Mana Crypts because I'm gonna sell mine at 80 instead of the 180 I bought it at, but I'm not gonna sell it at $5. They can sell it at $5, and that is how the people lost money. You buy a stock, you don't lose money until you sell the stock. You don't gain profit until you sell the stock, right? It's great if I am like Elon Musk, get paid in all the stock in the world, and then say, oh, I have so much money. No, I don't have money. I have stock. I have stock. I have investments, but I gotta cash them out. Okay, and a lot of people, a lot of players, they have this mentality. They think they have so much money in their cards. Oh my God, I have so many thousands of dollars. Have you ever tried cashing it into a store? Have you ever tried selling it online? Maybe you realize that the reason why they don't sell online or that the store doesn't get it from you, they don't want to buy your bulk, they call it draft chaff. Why don't they want it? Those cards can go up in value. They are fun. They're intrinsically useful to the game. They must have a home, right? Commander is their home. Guess what? No. They're not guaranteed to have value. And they're not guaranteed to have a buyer. Just like my Legos don't have a buyer. They don't. Okay? A lot of buyer's market, there's no seller's market. Okay? People want to buy it from Walmart. They want to open it up. They want to sniff the box. They want to build it together, alone or with their kids. They don't want to buy it done. They don't want to buy it already mounted together and pieced and put lights on. And they don't want that. Okay? There's no market for it. Just like there's no market for the bulk. There's no market for any cards unless there's demand for it. Now what's going to happen with demand? If everyone starts selling their cards, oh my God, Mana Crypt is going to die. That's what's going to happen. We did this to ourselves. That's fine. Still my decision. It's not right or wrong. It's us. It's not the RC, it's us. We could have kept the Mana Crypts. We could have found other decks to pull it in. Hey, we could have put it in another format. We could have played something else. Right? Okay? This is for Mana Crypt only. This This whole train of thought is investment wise. If you think cards are an investment, you can't guarantee that they got a profit or a loss. You can only sell at the right time, hope for it. You don't even know what the right time is. You hope for it, you get rid of it, and then you can see the aftermath. Maybe it could have been more. You gained a lot of money. Maybe it could have been less. You saved a lot of money, right? Hypothetical gains and savings. Okay? And this is such a strange point of view, okay? Because people don't think cards are investments unless it's convenient to them. That's why. So you need to be careful whenever you're talking about investments. You can't talk about guarantees. Nothing is guaranteed in life, much less the investment world, okay? Now, let's take the other example. What happens when those cards have no home? Commander used to be the home. Commander is what's been keeping the price of these cards so high up because cards have a home. They suddenly have a market. They have demand because people want to play cards that, the game is fun. The game didn't stop being fun with or without a ban. It didn't stop. But what's the problem? Jeweled Lotus doesn't really have a home anymore because it's only made for Commander. So I think either Wizards is going to have to create Commanders within formats. It seems to be the best way to go since people actually like the leader aspect in these card games. What can I say? I don't know if Pokemon has it. I know Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't. But Digimon, Dragon Ball, I don't know if One Piece has it, but they could. I've been doing a lot of Final Fantasy content. That's what I've been doing. I've been making up a whole format because cards are so dirt cheap. Investment, right? No. Fun. It's fun. Okay? And we do this for the fun. I make this YouTube channel not for the money. I don't get any money. I don't have 500 subscribers, even to get a single cent from this. I do it for fun. Hopefully, if you want to help me out, great. Like, share, comment, subscribe, follow for more. I always say that. And then the peace out. This time it's not a peace out, I promise. You do it for the fun. But I can't guarantee that. Okay? Now, we have Commander. The best format that Wizards didn't make. And these people are running it for free on the RC committee. Okay? The rules committee, RC. They're running it for free. We should be grateful, right? And it's like, Sheldon banned my card. Okay. Did one guy ban your card? Or did a group of people realize, hey, this card might be kind of boring. This play pattern is kind of iffy, Like, games, I don't want to play Commander if this keeps happening. And suddenly these guys are like, oh, wait. What's this about? What are we gonna do if people stop playing Commander? Oh, all our card values are gonna go down. But not only that, what's gonna happen on Friday night? If what I do is I go out on the store or Tuesday or Thursday or Sunday, different stores have different days depending on your LGS. What's gonna happen with your social activity if there's no Commander, right? And so these people, they've kept it for free. Okay? Now, hey, maybe you have an idea. Maybe you think you can run it better. Fine. No problem. Try to run it. Try to make a splinter format. See if it doesn't die. See if it doesn't. I'm not saying it's gonna. But try it, okay? Because it takes time. Those people were doing it for free. They don't know us, and they were helping us out. Now, you know how hard it is when you got a dying LGS? Because Arena has everything in the people that play Standard's mind. I'll just play Arena. Kids want to play in the app. They don't want to play cards and read this little text box. They want to play. They want interactivity in their games. That's That's where we're headed, right? So card games, physical games, they're having a struggle. LGSs are emptier than ever thanks to COVID, thanks to a lot of situations. Okay, the economy's not the best. Not everyone has the money to play and be out and about every Friday or whatever day that you go. Okay, they don't have the money. Okay, so the people that do, they don't always agree. Now, let's say I travel, I move somewhere else. Let's say I don't have a nearby store. I have to play based on the consensus. And the consensus has been that the RC dictates a lot of things. Not only the rules, hey, most of the rules that Commander has are Magic's rules. And then the Commander's rules are like a small 1% of the 1% of them. There's thousands of rules in Commander. But there's thousands of rules in all of Magic. They weren't made by these people. These guys didn't make the game. They just tweaked the game a little bit. 60, how about 100? For a playset, how about 1? 20 life, how about, 40? Oh, but life gain could be infinite. Fine. Third time's the charm, right? Let's have the Elder Dragons hit you 3 times, and then you're gone. 3 times you're out. That makes it a quick game, right? Right? They didn't design the game. They tweaked it. They didn't know that games were going to take 2 hours or more. They didn't know that it was going to take 15 minutes or more thanks to all these tutors and combo and tosses, oracle, and consultations. Turn 1, turn 2, done. Oh my god, Dog Side, and it's gonna be bounce infinitely. Done. This is ruining my fun. Well, have you ever had a 3-hour game? Have you had a 5, 6, 8 player game? That's not fun when you only draw 1 land. Fast games are fun. Fast games are really fun when you're mana screwed, when you're mana flooded. Okay? So, these people in the rules committee, they're doing a pretty good job. Now, I don't agree that they should have taken out Jewel Lotus for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's made for Commander. Number 2, the mana is only for the Commander, which means it undoes a turn if you remove the Commander for someone. Let's say you have a Commander that's cost 4. You remove their Commander. They have Lotus in their hand. Next turn, you play it again. They lost their turn thanks to your removal. It did its thing. It did it. Jewel Lotus bringing it back is not a problem. Okay? Oh, the problem is the beginning. Okay, I see. Well, what about every other rock? And this is the argument that a lot of people bring. Inconsistency in the banning. Okay, we have inconsistency. We have these guys. They're saying, oh my god, the games are too fast. Let's ban this. Okay, but they don't ban that. Oh, Soul Ring's too iconic. Okay. Technically, Golos was iconic. I die on that hill. Sorry, that's me. Golos was iconic. Golos was number 1. Top commander. Still got hit. Are we saying that the problem with Golos is toxic, combo, this, that? Don't know, don't care. But that was iconic. It was the most popular commander, the most sought after. Okay? The one that could be, like, any card could be in it. Golos gave all the card pool home. Okay? It didn't homogenize the format at all. But they still banned it. Okay? Consistency. They didn't ban Kenrith. Same thing. Same mana sync, in the same colors, same versatility. Everything can be under Kenrith. Same situation. Same cost even. Guess what? They didn't ban Kenrith. They also didn't ban Thrasios, which with any other partner could be a 4-color version of Golos. Same thing. Okay? every single mana sink commander that draws you the game, you win. You drew your whole library into it, okay? They don't ban those because they have the exemplary ban. They have this thing. This is just a guideline. I'm not gonna gatekeep the format. I'm just telling you what you should and shouldn't play, okay? Now let's go back to Nadu. They banned Prophet of Krufix. Gone. About 4 years later, they banned Paradox Engine. It had the same play patterns where you just play and play and play and play. But we're not gonna ban everything that's like that. We only do exemplary bans, okay? Only exemplary bans, which means we ban this but not that, and you just shouldn't play that we're not banning, right? Then they bring out Paradox Engine. No choice for you. Combo players, no. No. You don't do that. I don't like when you play too much. It's boring. But it's fun. But it's boring to watch. Okay? Took your toy. 4 years later, in comes Nadu. Play. Boring. You don't do that. But it was an exemplary ban. Wasn't it? What are we talking about? Okay? So that's the problem that the RC was having. The inconsistencies in their banning methods. Granted, we don't need them to tell us why on anything. If you've ever played a tabletop simulator for, how's that called? Deck building games. They have seasons and the cards rotate out, and it has to do with cards being like played a lot or they're too strong. For example, I play a lot of DC Deck Builder. Okay? They have a ban list that's so huge. It's huge. And they keep adding cards and new sets come out and they keep adding cards. And guess what? You don't even open packs for that game. You just buy everything. You buy it and then they ban it. And no one's complaining. Why? Because it makes for a fun environment. You cannot abuse a single set of cards because it's fun for me, but everyone else is not having fun, okay? You make for different games whenever you rotate in such a way. Now, ban list is supposed to rotate stuff. With or without rotation, it rotates the way because it shifts the metagame, okay? Now, we don't get that in Commander. The problem with Commander being an eternal format is that what we get is set back. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my god, this is terrible. You ruined Commander. No, we just set it back. We set it back a few years. How? Well, Mana Crypt has been here forever, right? But Jewel Lotus wasn't. Darkseid wasn't. Nadu wasn't. Okay? So, the Nadu ban, it should move the metagame before Nadu was made. That's the time frame we're at now. We were here, we're getting all the cards from here to here, but the metagame looks kind of like Nadu because no matter how many cards you put into Commander, which are like 30 a week at the point that they make sets now, like honestly, there's literally like 5 cards a day probably because spoiler season doesn't ever stop, right? So Commander, very few things rarely make a splash. So then you ban them and the metagame looks right back to before the thing came. Hey, pre-Nadu, that's what the ban list could be called, right? Same thing happens with Darkseid Extortionist. I'm not gonna lie, I abused the shit out of Darkseid. I bought it at Foil Edge. It's so beautiful. It's an amazing card. So fun. So honestly, I enjoyed Darkseid. A lot of people are like, oh, that's unfair. It's only as good as what you play out to be. If you have Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus and Soul Ring out and 3 Talismans and 2 Signets, you are gonna give me 1 treasure for me to use once. Once. You get to use your rocks turn after turn after turn. I only get to do it once. 1 treasure that gives 1 mana, and then it's gone. How is Dockside Extortionist a terrible card? Well, it could be abusable, okay? Cool. Are we banning all the combos? No, we're not. We're not. So when we're talking about abusable, Commander has already made peace with the terms infinite. That's what the exemplary bans have not included. Okay? They have not banned any time whatever except for the time walk, because it's cost 2 and it will be so pricey, right? It would be so pricey. But they also did time vault because it was an infinite loop with Voltaic Key. Okay, you can do that on turn 1. That's terrible. We don't want it, right? Guess what that did? Not including time vault in the format made colorless not have a possibility to have a CDH deck. You know what gave that deck the possibility? Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Sol Ring. All these cards that are colorless, people say, oh my god, they're generic, they go everywhere else. But they are actually helping colorless the most. Now, why is colorless important? We don't care. Ugh, trashy Eldrazi players, right? I'm one, but that's not why I say it. We tend to think that everything that is colorless is automatically going into every other deck. Just because we think of niche cards like Sol Ring, it's a very unique card. Mana Crypt, very unique card. Jeweled Lotus, very unique card. They look the same, but they are very unique in what they do. Another card that goes in every deck is Command Tower. Do you think a colorless deck has Command Tower? Can't. There's no color identity in colorless. You can't. Okay? This is something that people rarely think about. There are ways to give certain colors toys and also not give other colors that same toy. There are ways to make Celestia cards and ways to make white cards and green cards that Celestia doesn't want. There are ways. Okay? Think about it. Think about it that way. There is a way to make a Rakdos card that is not, oh my god, gonna go into, Grixis. There is a way to make a Grixis card that is not gonna make it into 5-color. There's plenty of those. You can see 3-color cards, 4-color cards not going into deck. They are two pip specific. Okay, even mono cards. What's that card called? The drawing card, one that's, I think it's Phyrexian Arena, I think. Okay? Those cards, very color intensive. Okay? Do they go in every deck that can't have black? It could, but they rarely do. They rarely do. Okay? So the format has a way of balancing itself because the more colors you have, the more different alternatives you go. But if you go to all the alternatives and make a cookie cutter, because people think, oh, they're, guaranteed slot in the 99, right? Which makes the deck 98. Now 97, now 96, and now Lutri 94. But it's actually 90 because it's the 101st card, right? Okay. What are we talking about? Are we talking about staples? Well, technically every strong card is a staple. So are we gonna ban Crater Hub Behemoth? Because it can go in every deck that has green? Well, here's the deal. If you go by probability and statistics, or you just know what you know, right? There are 32 deck combinations, color combinations that decks can have in every format in Commander, because that's Magic, right? 32. You have 0 colors, 5 colors, that's 2. Then you have 5 mono, and the 5 the ones that are missing, right? Non-colors. You have that, 5 of those. We got 12. Then we have the 10 guilds, and we have the 10 shards and wedges. Okay? 32. Now, everyone says, oh, there's 5 colors. Technically, then every color should be at 20% because they all make up, there's 5. They should be 20% or less of the deck because there are 5. So each one has their own way to do their thing, right? So if they want equitative representation, we are going to have everything be at 20% or less, including colorless. And it's unfair that colorless gets 100% representation because it can go in every deck, right? That's wrong. That's wrong. The reason for that is the following. A lot of colorless cards, they have a downside because they're colorless. Draw cards that are colorless are costing 1, 2, 3 times as much as regular draw. And they're gonna be high costing at the gate, okay? They have a very, very high floor. But they also have a very low ceiling. It's like a draw 1 card for 8. I think it's like Tower of Wishes or Tower of Fortunes. I don't know. Something like that. It's like tap, pay 8, draw 2. What? Pay 8? 8? That's more than any wheel. The most dumb wheel, the stupidest wheel. They all are less than 8. Tap? For 8? Oh, because you can do it again the next time. Yeah, I can do it again whenever I wheel and draw 7 and get another wheel there, right? Obviously, right? But we don't see that, okay? So the value of the colorless usually is damped by the fact that you have other colors. So this idea that cards should be banned because they're colorless and they go anywhere is dumb. Because the more colors you have, the less you want to run colorless cards, okay? Let's say you have a counter spell deck. You're going to run 20 counters? No, you're going to run some counters and also draw and also ramp and also utility and also, like, there's a lot of things. And you also have, like, your tribe if you want to do it. You don't have to do tribal, but you can do Spellslinger or Landfall, or you can, like, every theme that you can play, it still takes some slots, okay? I can't just cookie cutter my way into any deck. What I'm doing is actually cookie cuttering my deck out of a deck. Okay? I'm cookie cuttering my way out of it because let's say I want to play Landfall, but I also run every dork. What did I get? Less Landfall because dorks aren't lands. Let's say I want to play Spellslinger, but I run every Mana Rock. I am not slinging spells. I am tapping to get tap mana, which is going to get tap mana, which is going to run my hand out. And now I don't have spells to sling because I just ramped into Oblivion. And now next turn, I'm mana flooded. Or not. Maybe I can control it, right? So I put draw spells in. I'm not only going to do things like that. Okay, maybe I want to do copy spells, maybe counter spells, maybe tutor, bounce, counter, removal. I'm going to do all of the things, and the more things that I run into, the more avenues I have to play, the less I'm going to run the generic cards, okay? Now, the same thing applies backwards. The less colors the deck has, the more that you're going to run into, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do that. I can't go here. I can't go there. I can't go here. So you are limiting your scope. You're focusing your narrow point of view already because no one knows all the cards. I barely know any white cards. Guilty as charged. I don't know. I don't care about white. Okay? I like green. I like blue. That's me. Okay? I don't know any cards. I know a lot of red cards. Most of them I wouldn't play. But that's me. I know you got yours. There's some white lovers. There's some black lovers. Great. Great. You can keep playing that. I love colorless too. Amazing. But that's not me. I don't know all the cards. So this idea, I'm only limited by what I know. And on top of that, what I know and chose, I'm limiting myself there too. So now I have 3 avenues. Maybe I'm playing monocolor. I have 2 avenues. Okay? Let me run those avenues. And if you got a mono deck, you know what I'm talking about. How many times, if you're playing mono green, are you just land, play your things, attack, and pass? And then I don't do anything for the next round because I don't have counters or removal. I could have 1 board wipe. Yeah, I could take away some artifacts. but I don't interact with people the same way. Now, let's say you're playing a counter spell. Your board's empty, and you got that in hand. And you're ready, and you're ready, and you're ready, and nothing happens, but you're ready in case something happens. That's lost mana. You didn't spend it to play something, okay? Everything in this game is a give or take, okay? Everything. So, let's go back to that idea. Colors are not 20%. Every color has its avenues, okay? And the less colors you have, the more focus avenues. Now, the more colors you have, the more avenues that you open up, but that means you don't want to take them all. You don't want to take all the good cards and put it into one deck. That doesn't make sense. And every deck would be the same. And clearly it's not. So that's not the way to go. That's not what's happening. That's not Commander's problem. Homogenization of the format because everyone's running staples. That is not what is happening. There's 4 different Kenrith decks in CEDH alone. They have been guaranteed to be the best. Should have been banned, didn't get banned. No exemplary ban, no reason like it. No homogenization still. Didn't happen. Why? Why doesn't anything get homogenized? Because people like to play their cards. Remember what I said about the cards? I like cards, I like having them, and then I'm gonna find a home for the cards I have. Okay? So it doesn't make any sense that this idea, like the format's being homogenized. Okay? Every color has representation. How much? Have you ever thought about that? How much representation does each color have? Because everyone says, and they have a weird opinion, a different opinion, about which is the best color. Some people say like, oh, it's definitely black. Black is the best color. Some people are like, green, bro. Green is amazing. Some people are like, oh, blue is terrible. I hate blue. It just wins so easy. Okay? And some people are like, man, I'm not gonna lie, the red lines in CDH, they're busted. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Dockside, ooh, strong card, abusable, Underworld Breach, LED. Oh my god, you got the Grave Shot lines, you got Kiki Jiki and all the Snoop pile. Oh my god, red, amazing. That's the best color. Or white, but we got all the removal cards. We got board wipes, we got land destruction. Some weird people saying that. I don't know. I don't know why they think that way, but they do. Now, if cards had only 20% representation, how come there exists the notion that all colors have people that think it's the best color? It's more than 20. It's more than 30. It's actually a half. You're gonna have a representation for each color. You're gonna get a non-representation of color, okay? So, there's one of each color here, okay? Each color is represented 1 time in 5 and 0 times in non-color, colorless, right? Same thing is gonna happen with mono. You have mono, and you have 4 colors, right? So, if I have white, I also have non-white, equal representation. Then we go to blue. We have 4 that can run blue, and we have non-blue. Hey, but Yami, what's up with that? Well, if you have a deck that is non-white, non-red, non-green, and non-black, the only one that has non-blue is this one. So blue is in all the other ones, and also blue is only in one monocolor, which is blue. So again, 5. You got 5 and 5. 5 representations of blue and 5 of non-blue. Okay, same here. 5 on black, 5 on non-black. Same here. Can I do it? Yeah. 5 on red, 5 on non-red. What's happening? It's all the same. So in 5 color and in 0 color, 1 to 1. Then we got the exact probabilities in non as in mono. Same thing is gonna happen in 2 and 3 colors. For every pair, there's a three color combination that doesn't include those colors. Okay? That's how it is. You got Mardu. What is Mardu? Well, Mardu is gonna be anti-Simic. That's just what Mardu is. So Simic colors are not included in the Mardu pair. Then you got all 5 colors. Okay? And it's gonna be the same for everything. You got Jeskai. Then you got Golgari. Same color combinations. Okay? So every single deck that you can make is gonna have equal opportunity for all the colors. And it's gonna be not 20%, it's gonna be 50%. Okay? So every color is half the game. That's a very unique point of view. So is there a better color? Definitely there's a better color. The context is what makes it depend. But 50% of the format in availability, that's just, the first thing. Like off the ground, 50%. Every color can have 50%. Which means that Llanowar Elves can go with 50% of possible decks. Which means that, wow, half the decks or more are running it? Why or more? Because maybe there's more green decks than non-green decks in the great calculus of it all, right? Maybe there is, maybe there's less green decks, so then it's less than 50%, right? That's the actual thing. That's what actually hinders it. Is whether a commander is made enough times, whether there is the same amount of commanders, and whether they're gonna even be played at all, even if they were the same amount, and they're not. Okay, they're not. I'll give you an example. There are the same amount of partners, which make up the same amount of color combinations, but like the double partners, they're 2 cycles of enemy colors. Yep, 2 colors have 2 cycles of enemy colors, but only 1 cycle of ally colors. Which means there are more for some combinations than for others. Same thing with the shards. There's way more shard support than there is wedge support, by a lot. Normal. I don't know why, but allied shards, that's the way it goes. Okay, now let's look at the other aspect of that symmetry. There's way more Simic decks than there are Mardu decks. By a lot. So the grand calculus of things, it doesn't really matter. What you have is then availability. And you have it. Every color is half the game. Which means that this idea that a card is too invasive in the format. The card goes everywhere. Yeah, but for everyone it goes in, there's another one it doesn't go in. Okay? Jeweled Lotus is not gonna go in commander decks. They're 2 color specific. That's the same as a Lotus Petal. Now, if you really want to run a Lotus Petal and you want a second Lotus Petal, there you go, have at it. But you don't need that. It's like a one-time rock. It's technically a treasure. Literally, Jeweled Lotus in a 5 color deck that's mana specific, like Slivers or that one Niv Mizzet or the Tiamat, that's literally a treasure token. That's what you got in your hand, a treasure token. That's what Lotus is. Jewel Lotus is a treasure token in a high amount of colors deck. Now in a mono deck, Jewel Lotus is 3 turns ahead. Wow, amazing. And is it? Is it? That's, wow, Niv Mizzet turn 3? Turn 2? That's crazy. Narset turn 2? Oh my god, we're gonna get roped for extra turn after extra turn, right? It could be. So I can understand what they mean by Jewel Lotus is a problem. Okay. Maybe they should have made it just 2 mana. Now, that's a rock though. They didn't have to make it be sacrificed. It's a one-time use, it's a treasure. It's 3 treasures sometimes. Sometimes it's 2. Sometimes it's 1. Okay? That's all that Jewel Lotus is. A treasure. Or 2. Or 3. Is that too strong? I don't know. seems really explosive for a lot of decks. I liked it. I was playing it in all my decks because I run mono and 5 color. I didn't run it in 5. I'm telling you, my 5 color decks, they have no Ancient Tomb. I don't need that. But all my monocolor decks do. Same with Mana Crypt. Same with Soul Ring. Same with Jewel Lotus. Same with Mana Vault. Okay? All the 5 color decks don't have that. All the mono decks do. Equal representation. See? Because the games they're made like that. They have representation. Whether it's exactly equal, like equitative, exactly that one, no, it's equity equal, okay? It's equal of opportunity. It's not equal of performance, which is something that in nowadays' topic in politics, you've pretty much heard all of that. It's equal in opportunity, not performance. Performance is impossible. Okay, it's just impossible. So, rounding off, Mana Crypt, it is what it is. Explosive, yeah. Hey, but I've had 20 damage taken from Mana Crypt a lot of times. Dockside, it was asymmetrical, yeah, because it's abusable, yeah, but we also have the other, the flip side of, hey, I mean, it's not that broken because it's only as strong as the opponents make it. You know how many times I've seen a Dockside be cast for 3-4 mana? Because he's playing like enchantments. And I wanted the artifacts and the enchantments, great, cool. But sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes that person only plays creatures. Sometimes that person only does landfall. Or just rituals into something and then doesn't ramp anymore. And then your Dockside is like, woo, I can't play Dockside. I want to play it, but I'm only going to get 3 treasures. Or 2. Or 4. 4's not that much. You had to pay 2 already. It's just a +2 ritual. That's crazy. +2 is nothing. Once is nothing. You don't want to play Dockside Distortionist for +2 unless you have Cloudstone Curio and a Dork and infinite mana. What's the problem? Dockside Extortionist or the Dork? No, it's the interaction of the 3. Because Cloudstone Curio is like amazing, but are you gonna ban everything that can go infinite with Dockside? You don't have to. Are you gonna ban everything that goes infinite with Cloudstone? You don't have to. Imagine them banning Kobolds. Because there's also ETB enablers. Imagine banning all the enablers. Everything is gone. Everything that says ETB because Cloudstone Curio exists. Does that make sense? No. Oh, then let's just ban Cloudstone Curio. Oh, then are we gonna ban Paradox Engine? Yes. Nadu? Yes. Prophet of Krufix? Yes. Intruder Alarm, are we gonna ban that? Yeah? Dream Halls? Are we gonna ban, I don't know, Zakama? Which keeps on tapping everything? Are we gonna ban Najila? Which keeps on tapping everything? Or Derevi? That's high-end, right? Let the CDH players figure it out. Well, are we gonna run Tidespout Tyrant? Are we gonna Hullbreaker Horror? Are we gonna ban everything that tries to play something slightly faster? Because it doesn't seem like we're really hitting combo pieces. Seems like we're hitting excitement. We have a game that is unique. We don't get to win on turn 12. We do more and less. There's more turns per table, but it's less turns per player. So the game is developed in a very unique way. You interact with people, you make deals with people. You have to stay on guard, you have to defend, not only attack, because then he'll attack and then I'll attack and then I win, right? You have to keep all fronts at bay. And, oh, that guy, we gotta keep him in check. Oh, that's a combo. Negate. Removal. Let's get rid of him. Player removal. Ha! The favorite kind of removal. Let's attack him, Let's gank someone, because, oh my god, he's playing CDH, okay? Like, there's so many ways that this format self-polices already. It doesn't really make sense to have these bannings. Like, honestly, these 3 cards, they have arguments for do and they have arguments for don't. And at the end of the day, it seems like because there could be an argument, then it should get banned. We're not banning talismans. Is there an argument for it? No. No. Rocks that aren't positive, they don't get this treatment. Things that don't generate card advantage, they don't get this treatment. So is the threshold then for banning? If it has a discussion, then it's bannable? Is it ban worthy? I don't know how any game can survive like that. Deck builders seem to do well. They ban everything. Everything. All the time. Yu-Gi-Oh! Seems to do well. They ban everything, even if it's new. 2 months in, oh, that's out of control. Keep it in check. Ban the whole deck. Ban the whole deck, make them buy more cards. And all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players take it, and they're like, I guess I gotta buy the cards. Thank God I don't have rotation. Oh, buddy, you got your 2-month rotation right there, right? And we laugh at Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, but we shouldn't. Because we get all our cards banned by a 2-year rotation. They laugh at us. Our cards are worthless. And then in comes the genius, Sheldon, with his buddies, and they make a format where all our cards have value. Does that mean that they stole our money when they ban our cards? Or does that mean that they create a format, therefore they create our value? They created so many hours of fun. They created so many exciting experiences. They created so many patterns and combos. Because you know what? They created the format that led to it. Okay? For free. They didn't even know you and they did it. They did it for us. Because they could have kept it to themselves. They could have not gone to events. Because being a judge gets shit pay anyways. They could have not done anything. And they did. Okay? That doesn't mean, I'm, butt sniffing them. I got my quarrels with each and every one of the group on certain little things, Very, very little things. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a very strange example. I like theme park magic. Woo! I love collecting those things in the shrines and oh my god, I like that. I like that. I don't like the way Siobhan plays. I don't like the way that he talks about magic. I feel like that's so unnatural, like his stances. I don't like him saying the things he says about cards I like. That doesn't mean I hate the guy. I don't know the guy. I've only seen him talk in like 2 podcasts, like half of them because I didn't pay attention because it's him. And he says something and I'm, tuning out. I don't have anything against him. I don't know the guy. I've never seen him, talk to him, played with him, interacted with him. Maybe I have on Facebook, like on groups. I don't have a clue. I'm not gonna send him a death threat. Hey bro, you know what? You said that thing about this commander and now I hate you. That's so dumb. If I did that, I'd be so stupid. I'd be such a loser. Because that guy, even though I don't like his opinions, that guy's enabling the game, which somewhere else that's not where he is, I can go out and have friends and play. I can be with strangers and play. And we can communicate, even with different languages and different parts of the world and different cards. I can go to Spain and play right now. I can go anywhere in Latin America because I speak Spanish. I can play in England because I speak English. I can try my way into just on another language, even if I don't know, if I'm clueless. I could go to Asian territories and still play Commander. Why? Because we all got the same rule set. We all got the same one. Who did it? Wizards. Because they made the game. Then who made the format? The RC. It's them. They made the game for us. So this idea that they stole our money, I guess then they made our money. And the steal, that's just a tax. I guess they have to steal 1,000 to make 1,000,000. If we're gonna think that's theft, well, thank you for stealing that money. But it's not stealing. It's not stealing. And if we're going to talk about investment, it's not an investment. And if you think it is, it's not guaranteed. It could have profit, it could have a loss. Okay? And if we're going to talk about fairness and representation, all colors are 50%. So this whole conversation, the ban or not ban, doesn't make sense. It shouldn't have happened. I think that's on the RC's part. That ban shouldn't have happened. But guess what shouldn't have happened either? People whining so much about a game that someone else is running at their behest. Whining, death threats, to the point that the RC, they just quit. They quit, and now Wizards, they're on top. Technically, they always were, right? They always were. You know, it's like when your parent lets you choose the music in the car. It's their car. You know, everything you have is theirs, technically. It's their money, right? And you're the son or daughter or whatever. Like, it's theirs. And they could just yak it out of your hand. They could just turn off the radio. Be like, shut up. No one talks in the car now. That'd be shitty, right? That'd be shitty parenting. But you can have the guy be like, hey, one song that you like, and then one that I like. Seems fair. Now imagine I am entitled and I start calculating, oh my god, I'm going to, it's 2 hours on the ride, therefore I get 1 hour. I'm going to choose a playlist where I am entitled to 1 hour's worth of music. And you can't do anything about it. Guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is the parent is going to go like, ooh, you just lost your 1 hour because I wanted to. And I think a lot of players don't realize that Wizards could have just taken over the whole time. When they made Commander Legends, they could have just said, hey guys, since the pandemic is, rough, we're going to start making product, and we're also going to, implement your ban list, and we're going to give you salary. We want you to work for us. You've been doing a great job, and we want to honor the people that actually helped create this game. We acknowledge that the format you guys have been tweaking is the best format in our game, and we want to honor that, and we want to have you guys be a part of the company. There's gonna be some say from the higher ups, but we value your input so much, we want to give you a full-time on it, or we want to give you a part-time on it. We're gonna pay you 5 hours a week, and we're gonna pay you 20 hours a week, or we're gonna pay you full-time. All you do is play Commander. Congratulations, you live for happiness now, right? Maybe they wouldn't want it, maybe they would, I don't know. We're gonna double whatever, we're gonna give you research tools for it, They could have gone a lot of graceful ways at it, just like they could have yanked it. What are you talking about? I made a precon 2013, now it's my format. They could have done that in the beginning, and 10 years later, we wouldn't even be complaining. We would just be like Yu-Gi-Oh players. Oh my god, they banned our card because they want to sell the new product. Oh, Magic is dead. 2 months later, Magic is not dead. Oh my god, the new product came out, and there we are, buying it. Yeah, give it to us, Watsy. That's what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter if it was like a forceful takeover. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. So this idea, like all the notions that are around the topic, they make no sense. And then they're like, well, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make a tier system. And this tier system, this is gonna be the best thing that's ever made, cause you guys don't know shit, cause you guys don't know how to do the power scale. Every deck's a 7. We're gonna make instead 4 different ban lists. Because we got 4 tiers, and CDHE isn't even a part of it. So technically we got 5 tiers, so now it was 1 to 10, now it's 1 to 5, and now it's not one ban list, it's multiple, because we're gonna have those things. But, Ancient Tombs, technically a tomb. If you got a tomb deck, oh my god, it's like a 1 now instead of a 5. That's what's gonna be happening. And they could have done it whenever they wanted to. This idea is a forceful takeover. The game's over. No. Graceful takeover. They did so good by the people in the RC. Poor guys, they were getting death threats. They didn't really need to take into account anyone. Like, all the notions that keep coming out, they are nonsensical. This whole thing, like death threats, but who knows where they live? And if they do, I doubt they do something. Now, someone credible, yeah, you report that to the police. That's the person that needs some check. You know, that's not a magic player. That's a menace to society. Okay, so if that happens, it shouldn't happen. I don't say they deserve it. It's the opposite. No one deserves it. So, if that happens, well, you gotta deal with it through the proper channels. This guy is doing an illegal act. It's not only harassment, it's also, you know, like endangerment of a person's life, right? Deal with it through the appropriate channels. Hey, I got this death threat. Okay? I must be scary. I don't even know how it feels like. Some content creators like to say, oh, if you guys don't know how many I've gotten some. Sure, okay. I trust you, I guess. But this idea that, you know, that people's lives are actually in danger because I lost $500 because they stole it from me, it's all out of whack. It's out of whack. I don't know. Now, granted, this is my first rant, and I'm glad you made it all the way this long. But let me know what you guys think. I have no clue what's going to happen with Commander, but I know one thing's for sure. The Commander we used to know is gone. Commander from 1 week ago no longer exists. There's now no RC. There's no Sheldon to blame it on. There's no Sheldon to dance on their grave, no matter how heinous it is. There's no RC members to make fun of, like, oh, Olivia, she's just a girl, she doesn't know magic. If you want to say that, she's not it anymore. There's no CDH from the Spike guys, you know? It's not the Spikes anymore. There's no Shivan. Oh my god, the magic. It's not it. They're gone. So who are we gonna blame now? Wizards? Why do we need to blame people? Why can't we just play out of our own accord, willingly? People are like, oh, ignore the ban list. We are not gonna listen. We can play with our cards however we want. Okay. Yeah. Let's see how that goes. Try to do, like I said in the beginning, try to do your own Splinter format. Tell me how it goes. I wish the best of luck to you. But I don't think it's the best idea to be treating people like that. What definitely we know is on the wrong, for sure, is people should have not been threatened. People should have not been, you know, mocked upon. Dead or alive, like, it doesn't matter whether Sheldon's dead or alive. He probably got so much shit from players while he was alive, you know? That must have been terrible. And he was, like I said, giving us a whole ass format. Giving us so much fun, so much opportunities. See? I would have liked him to have, you know, for a podcast episode, like how his mind worked, and a lot of people are grateful enough to have had him in theirs, you know? The same thing happens with all the RC members. Now that they're not there anymore, maybe they're free, maybe they're more willing to talk about the decision-making process that they did for every card. Maybe we'll get a lot more info. But if one thing's for sure, that thing shouldn't have happened. And everything else that happened eventually was gonna. So there's no cause and effect that led to this disaster. And the game isn't gonna die just because of that. Yeah, Commander's not the same. But hey, every set, Commander's never the same. You know, I started playing when Paradox Engine was legal. I didn't put it in my deck and I bought it. I was okay when they banned it. I was okay before. No one was dying. No one was dying of boredom. No one ever has. Yeah, some play patterns are boring. Some cards, they're kind of tedious. There's no such thing as toxic. There's no such thing as, you know, like abusive play patterns. There's no such thing. They're just fun or unfun patterns for other people. Because I'm having fun, but 3 other people aren't. Or maybe two of us are having fun, and maybe someone's really excited about the way I'm winning, and then the other two are like, oh, I just wanted to play my Dryad deck. And the other guy's like, I want to play my Merfolk deck, and that other person's the professor, right? So what you get is a lot of people's experience. This is the fun. And the RC made it happen. And now they're not. Now it's Wizards, and we're gonna get whatever we get from Wizards, regardless. So, yep, I would like to, reach out. That's what I say. But don't do it for evil. Be thankful. Send them positive comments. Be like, hey, Shivan, I don't agree with your thing. Like me, I don't agree with it. But, thank you for the format that you helped foment, Without it, I wouldn't have had so many pizza nights in a buddy's house, I wouldn't have had so many times in college where I got like a lunch break and I played with my little silly cards. I wouldn't have had a friend group that I can see every week because I'm not on a shut-in at home. There's so many people's experiences. Some people, I'm sure they'll even go to the extent to say, oh, Commander saved my life, And there's some people that are like, Commander doesn't mean anything to me. I'm just going to leave the game because I don't like it. So many people already have. Okay, so if you're still here, let them know. Say thanks, Olivia, thank you, for being a woman in the game, and that inspires other girls, but also for being a great player. It doesn't matter that she's a woman. And a lot of people, they give her flack for that. And, like I said, don't know her personally. I don't like that she hates combos, but she'll play whatever nasty interaction she has. I disagree with a lot of things, and then she uses politics and, like being all nice and being all charismatic, right? The non-bard charisma. And then everyone's like, oh my god, Olivia's my friend. And then I wanna, not help her win, but I don't wanna help her lose. And then she ends up winning and doing crazy, reckless things in the game that, hey, that's her fun. And my fun is combo. Why can't I have combo fun and she gets to do that? That's not fair. But then she'll be like, combo, oh, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that about her. But she helped contribute to the combos I play with or without her. That's my whole point. I think if that's what I want to drive home, is we need to be grateful to the people that help give us all this, okay? Reach out to them if you know them, but don't go over the top, Be nice in the comments. Go to the people if they want to, if they allow it, if they haven't just, fallen off the face of the earth because they're done, right? Maybe they're done. But if they're active in the community, treat them with respect. Treat them well. They do not deserve whatever happened. I didn't even see death threats, but you hear stuff, right? Maybe it didn't even happen. Maybe it did. I don't know, but I don't need a receipt to know that a death threat happened. I don't need a receipt to know whether they sold their cards before banning or not because they're profiting off of me. I don't need that. I really don't. Yep, my cards went down $500. They've gone up 500 or more. They made that happen. Be grateful. Send them your regards if you ever see them face to face. Treat them well. Give them a game. Say thanks. Okay? So, if you disagree with me, you're free to. If you disagree with them, I know I do. You're free to. Okay? But do it in a respectful manner. Okay? So, like I always say, comment about that. Let me know what you think. Do that in the comments. Also like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. Okay? And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.